Hey everybody, how's it going? Okay, today's session we have got, again we are back on our deload week this week, so again, like yesterday, resist the urge. Although I'm going to allow you to go a little bit heavier today on certain things, but again we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So focus today is on our cleans. When you are cleaning, it's very much the focus on the cycle and the descent, okay? Really, really important that we get that cycle right. And when I say that, I see a lot of people, when they're catching the bar, they are dropping it straight down into the ground, okay? Now the problem is that it's pulling you out into a bad position as you go along for the rest of the movement. So it's effectively, when I'm catching, I want to be thinking about how I drop the bar so it gets me into a position for the next one, okay? And even when you're cycling it for speed, it's important that we do this, and that way we're reserving as much energy as we possibly can. So that is, on the cleans, only increase the weight if the movement feels sexy, okay? And when I say feels sexy, it's got to feel good. If it feels good, then you can increase the weight. Otherwise, stick with it, okay? Another thing, we are back to our 400 meter program, so again, we'll talk about that in a minute, but we're going hard on that 400 meter run. That's another massive focus on the day. So we've got hang power cleans. That's going to be 4 by 3, and effectively the idea is to cycle. So it's that good catch, drop, back in, stand, good catch, drop, back in, okay? You're going to hit 3 reps and increase the weight if it feels good. Build up to 70% to start with, and then increase from there again if it feels good. If it doesn't feel good, just stick where it is and work on that cycle and that descent. We've then got 60% shoulder press. We're going to work up to 60%. You're going to hit 60% for 10 press. You're then going to increase the weight if you want. You don't have to. We're then going to hit a 6 and a 6, so it's only a short little shoulder pressing movement. And then we've got this little bad boy here. This is a really, really good workout. It's going to be every 8 minutes on the minute. In that 8 minutes, your aim is to complete 120 double unders. Once you've done that, we're going to go 10 muscle ups for the men, 6 for the girls if you've got them. Otherwise, we'll look at variations of that in a minute. And then a 400 meter run. The aim with this is to finish as quickly as you can. And then once you finish that, you get a break for the remainder of the time. Let's look a little bit of an approach to this workout. So, in my eyes, I want to try and break the double unders as minimal times as possible, because that makes the breaks a little bit less, okay? So the idea with this one, if you can, maybe to start with, you might do 60, take a little break, shake out, go another 60. As soon as you've done that, my aim in this workout is to go unbroken with those muscle ups. I'll actually be trying to do 15 of them. I'm going to try and improve it, make it that little bit harder for myself. I'm going to try and go 15 unbroken. If you can't go that massive set unbroken, go for a big set and then try and back it straight up after. And then that run shouldn't really be taking any longer than 1:35 this week. This is week 5 of our running program, so we should be now at a level where we can really go hard, knowing that you have got a rest for about 2 minutes at the end of that, okay? That's the first round. After that, you might be a little bit gassed, okay? I'm expecting you to go as hard as possible in each round. You might find that you will break the double unders, maybe a 40-40-40. You might find that you'll break their muscle ups. It might be a 4-4-2. It might be a 5 and 5, whatever you're doing, but you're breaking them up a little bit more. And then from there, again, go as hard as you can with that run. And your aim is to try and finish the next round as close as possible to the first round, but I'm definitely not expecting you to finish as quickly. Last thing I want to say about this, and it is in Sugar WOD, but if you can't muscle up, or if you haven't got the capabilities of muscle up, if you haven't got the equipment, we can do strict pull-ups if you've got a bar. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at some kettlebell swings or some dumbbell swings for this movement, okay? We'll go with that one there. Again, otherwise, there's other variations, your ring rows, stuff like that, depending on what equipment you've got. But yeah, cool. Well done, everyone. Thank you.